much more than we think. And the important stuff too. Panadol. Care starts here.
Let's get into it.
For the season, but it's again a niche pick, very risky here.
Let's get into it.
I like putting Faker on the Azir because the Corki, he didn't look as comfortable on it. He was caught a few times, was trying to be over aggressive. The Azir has.
I don't know why I don't like Vi Azir though.
He also has the dash.
Why do you hate T1 so much?
They have tons of great engage to lock down.
Why do I hate T1? What did I do?
Two 80 carry threats to deal with. I think
I'm wearing a jersey to curse the team they're playing against.
Well, let's see how
Fuck are
they
you on
use
about
them as we are ready to hop on the rip for game number 2.
Zeri's such a cool champ.
Here we go, game 2 of T1 up against Gen G. As take a look at this, we have got Keen with Exhaust in the top lane. We've seen this before. Just to deal with Kennen, obviously you need somebody to take it, but you don't necessarily want Lehens to have it down in that bottom lane, so you just give it to Cassante, who doesn't need Flash to do what he does best.
It's obviously helpful to have the Flash, especially if you want to target. But the Exhaust will still be helpful at mitigating some of the aggression, topside, dives, and stuff like that he may end up dealing with in this game. I do think, you know, when you look at the composition,
I don't know if I like the Xayah pick without Rakan. Like, it's not like Gen G has good dive. They just have poke, a little bit of poke. But I guess it's Guma Xayah. It's like it's one of his good champs. I think it's fine to go comfort in game 2 if you're down. Ward blue.
Going to get dropped here, no fight. Some additional information. We do have both junglers starting topside in the jungle. This mid matchup is definitely one we've seen a lot. Especially with Tristana being nerfed, Azir rose back up in priority a lot.
I don't know. Canyon has Nidalee. I just hate that.
Still feel very strong, but more than Corki.
Oh my God, Chovy! What the fuck?
And it's a very good level 1 here for him.
Yep, just getting in Faker's face.
11-0.
Yeah, he has played it a lot of times.
Actually, I think he lost the back end of that trade there, Chovy.
By far. Ahead of that Lucian that had 4 games.
Hey, he's playing like a psycho, man.
Try to hit level 2 here
like he's actually playing like a psychopath, this Chovy guy.
Okay in the health department, but because Chovy hadn't used his health pot yet, and
Holy
Chovy's
fuck.
gonna zone him away and hit level 2 first. It's you know, just the recent power of the
he missed Q though. That's a rare miss from Chovy.
Level 1. Eventually it will stabilize.
So a very common start to this lane. The Corki kind of wraps around.
I like
the river,
watching mid lane, or like just a lane,
the
just paying attention to one lane specifically. It's great.
Up there, you can deny him farm. When he does it, then you just go and push him with the Gatling gun. It's very frustrating to deal with. Doing a good
I like
job,
the camera just staying somewhere.
Spacing Chovy out now here.
Unless it's bot lane.
Level 3.
Fuck bot lane.
And is maintaining, at least for the moment. CS parity.
And Faker getting in there.
Oh, good trade by Faker. He also has a biscuit coming in a minute.
At the end of the day,
he's pushed Chovy out, actually.
We saw Zero Corki so many times because the handshake is it's very even in this day and age. As you mentioned before, definitely very much a Guma pick. He's 20-7 here on Xayah. Just don't necessarily like it too much in this meta, but it works well with the composition.
Yeah, I think this is one of the better angles for it.
Chovy bases.
You know, I feel like a misnomer.
Both junglers full cleared. Nidalee was a bit faster. Nidalee gets bot grab.
Different dive tools. You know, you only get one R button.
Nice wards.
Game, you know, you've got an Alistar, you've got a Cassante to deal with, and if the spacing is good from Guma, you know, you may just have to ult a Cassante Q3 or something like that. But he can also follow up with his ultimate really well. It's not the
tier to an M tome.
Xayah angle where
and they traded a lot in mid.
Necessarily
Jesus.
In this case, it does feel much better.
Alistar WQ flash could work onto Xayah here if he has spears ready.
These two pushed up.
W minion Q flash to Xayah.
For Lehens on the engage first. That's one way to
they're
deal
scared,
with
maybe. Maybe they're scared of Vi being in lane. Counter gank would be first blood dead Alistar.
On the bottom side. I expect this to be kind of a low action game. You know, both sides can easily farm up for the late game, and engaging onto Kennen, Azir, Xayah sounds like a really big pain, and even diving the Nautilus as well.
I will say the Nidalee pick, I like it, because it's Canyon Nidalee, but he doesn't have that many lanes to set him up. Like Corki, Nidalee is good for damage share, but it doesn't have setup. Cassante against Kennen, there is no setup at all, but is Zeus dead? I think Zeus is dead. He is. It's probably just Eden as well, knowing Zeus.
and
No,
doesn't
fine.
actually commit to anything
Alright.
there. Puts
He has Alistar combo,
down.
right?
Now he's
Like,
top
Genji's
side,
like
and,
CC is really
pushed in a
low.
little bit. He's there to kind of
They have
cover that lane
Alistar
as well.
combo,
Canyon
an
just gonna be
Alistar
more of
stun.
a defensive facilitator because he is Nidalee,
And a
doesn't really
Cassante
offer
W, I
any
guess.
form of
That's their
CC or
CC.
anything like that. So hard to actually kill, but can punish somebody who is pushed up
Whereas
before or relieve
T1
that
have hook,
pressure.
root,
I think it's really
ult,
owner
pushback,
six, who's gonna have a
Q,
lot more power in
Bild,
this game.
Xayah root,
Faker
cannon ult.
shielding this.
Or cannon passive, rather.
At the end of the day, the Corki does win out. That was really cute, actually, that Canyon hit the plants to actually go into mid to clear out the ward, just to give that extra 1 CS.
Chobi's got a big
Chobi.
CS
He
lead
needs
already.
all the CS he can get, and he's actually
Faker
looking
can't
for
lane.
a champion kill
That's
as well, as
completely
Faker
unlaneable.
nearly dies to a Frost First Bomb missile combo. Meanwhile, we got a little fight down here on the bottom side. Vi owner is nearby.
Oh, he flashed there,
Flash goes in,
Carrier.
they're trying to punish Lehens, but a
Okay,
flash
they
away
trade
from the
flashes.
feathers means that Lehens will get away. And it just ends up
Yeah,
being a little
Faker
bit
is...
of a
I don't know what happened in mid, but Faker has just completely lost the lane.
Okay,
Oh, wait, level
Zaya's
6 Keen.
here, down level 6.
But he's not got flash because he's...
actually predicting the
he's
move
got exhaust.
to the left doesn't happen.
Nope. Now Zayas has 6, so the opportunity looks like it's passed. A Hex Flash is available for Lehen, so he won't feel horrible about losing his flash there, but it is a nice advantage they were able to garner there in the bottom lane. Canyon rushes topside here to grab these grubs while they don't have control. Kings of question marks on the dragon from T1. Not sure
Yeah,
if he's
first set
actually
of
doing
grubs,
that
easy
one
for
as they did
Gen G.
back, so
And
they
T1
actually
aren't
don't
cross-mapping
know
anything.
where he is
Bad
right
early
now.
game for T1.
And so
Mid's
this is
losing
actually
hard,
good. They're
and they
gonna
lost
come over
grubs
here
for free.
and find out. Lehen's going to play bodyguard.
I think the Hens has to be
No
very
flash, though.
careful here, and as I say that, I think he might just die. He is extremely low, but they don't want to push into the Nidalee, but in goes Owner, and his first blood for Faker, as now trying to turn this one around is Gen G, but they only have 2
Carrier, no
people.
flash
They're
too,
trying
though.
to take down Carrier, tons of damage between these two.
Yeah, he's dead. It's 1 for 1.
In fact, Carrier will be run
Azir
down
got
as
first
he
blood,
doesn't
but
have
Nidalee got a
flash
kill.
anymore as well, and both of the supports get
But
punished.
most
Yeah,
importantly,
it's a
they
kill
got the
going
grubs,
over
right?
to Faker, but it's also a kill going over to Canyon, who will utilize that gold very well. All the while on the bottom side, they didn't get Dragon, right? They came over, didn't get grubs, traded kills. Caves gets a free back while he had this wave push, and Guma also wave.
It's funny how in game 1 both top laners were traded on the cross map, and in game 2 both supports are traded on the grubs contest.
Double objective here. And Owner hasn't hit level 6 just yet. He used his flash on that last play along with Faker.
Ay. Zeus, you can't get solo kill in this matchup.
Zeus is going to force the slicing Maelstrom. As we still have Exhaust, he really wants to run
Let's
him
flash
down
the
here,
Q3.
and another Q3 will have to
Maybe we
be
can kill him,
flashed.
actually.
As in he goes again, jeez, man. Keen really wants to get this punished, but here's Owner.
Does he have W?
Level 5,
No, he's out of range.
and not really able to do much.
Owner's down.
Flash in the
He
ult
could be
late
6
from
on 1
Zeus.
camp, but he doesn't have it yet.
Too insignificant, but Keen would have wanted a little bit more there. Just going to allow Owner to go over and take these Krugs away. Dragon actually not secured.
Can get 6
by
off it. Maybe they can do
Gen G,
something
with
top.
Carrier returning to lane. They didn't actually hold on to that prio. Chobi ended up losing control of mid as well as Keen tries to make this topside play.
Nah,
Finds
Keen's
himself
safe.
empty
Okay.
there, as
So-
Owner hits level 6 now off of the Krugs. It's a scary moment here when buying
Drake's
6.
still up.
One needs to be on the alert. Chobi does have a significant CS advantage despite Faker pushing that wave in. He actually is pulling up to almost 20 CS advantage, and the wave's in a horrible spot here for Faker.
I thought that actually Keen would pull the wave towards his turret because he had a big health advantage, and also both top laners don't have TP, so I feel like he really could have punished Zeus more, but instead he wants to get the fast back. And it's actually because they want to go for a bit of a lane swap right now.
Yeah, I think that's a very good read here.
Why are
from
they swapping?
Gen G.
Gen G.
Chobi is really just making Faker frustrated. Faker wants to trade here, maybe look for an
That's a
ult
good trade
all-in
by
with
Faker.
Valkyrie.
He eat over
It's a
the
powerful
Corki Q.
tool. Zeus, remember, doesn't
Why
have
are
his
they?
ult back,
It's because he has
doesn't
no
have
flash, I
here.
guess,
Should
but
be fine.
he has a ward in the bush, which was good by
Canyon was
Zeus.
seen by a ward. Man, this game feels like it's on a knife's edge. I mean, look at the gold, so even. Really, the gold that Chobi has that keeps Gen G in a good position here, but they weren't able to get the dragon. Obviously, that kill going over to Canyon as well.
Well, it's Cassante items. Maybe they can just dive Cassante. Yeah,
is-
he's backing up.
And both of these...
I think maybe it's because
picking up some turret plates here.
Gen G have grubs, so I guess
See
they
how
just
this
think
does
that they
go
can
as
get
Keen
more tower
on
damage down.
Cassante, no exhaust anymore. There's 3 people down, but Canyon has
Ooh,
made his way
Canyon's
down
coming for
here
the
as well,
cover.
trying to stop the dive, and this
This
very
is bad.
dangerous against a Cassante. And look at Keen, just
Carrier's
getting away
just
from
dead.
the Q, and Carrier is just left for
That
dead.
was
He's
scuffed as
gone.
fuck by T1.
There's nothing
Mega
that Guma
scuffed.
and Owner can do about it, just a failed dive from T1.
Yeah, and look at the top lane. Case just getting pressure on those plates. There's no answer here. Zeus rotating down is completely gone. So Paige
Gen G
gets
doing
free
Gen
place
G
here on the
things,
top side.
just
T1
getting ahead for
fail
free.
a dive and give a second kill to Canyon. And even with the lane swap protection, FaZe is going to get a lot done here in this top lane. And if that's all he
Smart
gets,
plays.
still
That
a
lane
huge
swap was
win.
smart.
And you see Keen has also
This
caught
dragon
up
is
in terms of
useless.
CS. He was significantly behind against the Cannon
Now they can
moments
put their
ago.
bot lane mid.
Now it's
Or they can go...
even.
Where does their bot lane go now? Because of the grub spawn.
Unable to get enough control of the bottom lane to start this breakup. If that dive works, maybe they
Going back
rotate
bot.
Faker in. It can actually take that dragon.
Maybe they do
but
want the
instead
Drake.
We're 10 minutes in, no Drake take. Bit of a disaster in the bottom lane for that play. Still a relatively even game, but Gen G, for the moment, feeling very happy out there fed in Italy.
Absolutely. This time around, it feels different. You know, we had a very even game in
Chat,
game one,
this
until,
fucking
like, 20
jersey
minutes,
curse
it
is
felt like,
useless.
And then eventually T1
I don't know what
started
you're
to gain
yapping
lead, but
about.
this time,
Curse,
Gen G are
jersey
getting
curse.
started much earlier with some very nice map plays just to move around and get as much gold onto P's as possible, honestly. They're like, okay, we want to get
How does Faker end up bot lane?
We're going to send Canyon down bot so that Keen is safe. And it just gets your gold in the right places. Meanwhile, trying to get a little bit extra as Faker in a rough spot, but he will be able to just dash away as he is the 0.
That's more plates for FaZe, you know, +1. Gonna be +2 at least, maybe even 3 here with Canyon helping out. And
yeah, he's like, give me some of that.
Yeah, they got Drake and plates bots. They're just funneling gold. They're gonna go 3-3 in grubs though.
Gonna teleport mid. Chovy will have teleport advantage. Can continue to put the pressure on. So they're losing out in mid. They're losing out in bottom. And Keen has stemmed the bleeding in the top lane. It's just such a huge lead here now for Gen G in terms of map control as well. And what
Saves
it
has a
means
small
in terms
lead.
of denial here.
Yeah.
Kuma will be able to get some of the CS here. Looks like the last 4 will go to him. He actually still has a CS lead, but the plate gold going over feels so
Kuma
nice
base
for
for
FaZe.
Essence Reaver.
4 in total for him across both
Faker
lanes.
has Nashers. Some items coming out for T1.
Yeah, not to mention that, you know, T1 did get the second set of grubs, but it was
Cheer for Gen G
Drake
right
and the
now.
first set of grubs that went the way of Gen G. So
Let's
they're really
go, Gen G.
controlling
Bro,
a lot
I know
here.
you can't
I
feel
think it's
kills.
very
Shut the
scary
fuck
that
up.
Canyon is so
You're
far
mega
ahead
spamming.
as well with 2 kills.
Look at Chovy. Faker TPs to mid. Chovy trades with him, forces him to back. He grabs Nasher's tooth, but Chovy's going to get another plate as well in mid lane as
But
the
he
Azir
just
is gone.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's getting nothing out of
Has
that
Zeus
one.
won a game on
Chovy's
Kennen?
the
Yeah.
winner of this
Zeus
one.
Kennen's pretty good.
Hasn't back for a while.
He's a psychopath
Still
on it.
sitting on his tier to a Nasher's
But he's against
tooth,
Alistar
but
and
due to
Exhaust.
the
So
amount of gold he's picked up
gonna
on
be a bit
teams
tricky
alone,
for him
it's
to get a
like
good fight.
that old Rise CS hack meme. He had like 470 CS.
It's crazy, no? Just look at mid CS, like
last game as well.
Yeah.
nothing's
Azeri.
really happened around mid.
Crazy stuff is FaZe
Except for that
left
support
alone
fight.
for a
And look at the
moment here.
CS.
Difficult to punish though. He has barrier flash and of course his ultimate, and he'll clear this wave quickly enough.
Actually gonna get a hook there, but doesn't quite matter. As you mentioned, Zeri pretty annoying to deal with and pretty difficult to dive, especially when she has that wave clear. As it does look like, you know, Zeus is still gonna be able to put on some pressure up in that top lane at least. And so T1 have that lane going well for them, but everything else not so great as Gen G are really punishing them. Trying to
Oh,
get
they
in
can
here,
one-shot
but now
Canyon
it's
here.
actually Canyon who's gonna get Fender's dragged back, and now FaZe is in a lot of
FaZe is
trouble.
gonna die as well.
Barrier
2 big
not
kills for
gonna help
T1.
them out as T1 call the bluff on the bottom side. And
The 3v3 is strong.
Finally,
Nautilus,
T1 are able to make this bottom
Nautilus
side play
plus
work. They get Canyon
Vi
first
is
to
a
turn
big
on to
lockdown,
FaZe, whose jungle
especially
is
against champs like
Lance not able to help out there. Canyon not
especially
gonna
against
be able
champs
to
like
offer any
Nidalee Zeri.
defensive CC, very squishy, even though he's got
Yo,
2
thanks
kills.
for 10 gifted subs.
And
Much love.
Leandri's, it's not going to help
Thanks
you
for
out
10
when Vi
gifted.
gets on top of you. So great read here from T1. The Vizaya pick working out in terms of layering
The most
CC.
important thing there
Lots
is
of damage
Guma
here,
got a
so
kill.
Lance, unfortunately, is just going to
Give
be catching
Guma gold.
what little of this he can. We'll stop with that,
GGG.
perhaps.
You rat.
Small consolation here, but man, a big swing back here by T1. They actually take the gold lead. As you can see how this
3v3 is crazy strong from T1.
Flashes the wall and goes in on the Keria, which leaves. I mean, it's not a great target, to be honest. And Canyon
Was
just
good by
follows
Owner
up
to save his
the
ult.
CC. Very bizarre choice, and the Paze is just left out.
And then
dry.
use it
Lance could do
onto,
nothing to
Zeri
assist.
instead of
He
Nidalee.
used his combo just moments before.
Oh,
Trying to make a play up
Zeus.
here on the top side. That spear looks like it missed, but it might not matter. Zeus is extremely low, does flash the wall. Remember, Keen is now.
Riot!
Cassante
That Cassante
just
champ
goes
is so
through the wall
stupid.
and takes him down.
How do you like this mobility creep? I don't need flash. You said it, fellas. He doesn't need flash. He doesn't want that.
That's crazy, that dash.
Cassante is it's an enigma. He does whatever he wants. Meanwhile, though, T1 are getting this
First
bottom
bot tower
turret,
to Guma.
So there is that.
Yeah, Chovy's been taking all the farm in mid. Pace has been trying to get
Herald's up.
farm in
They
bottom.
haven't started it yet, though. He's taking camps.
On that as this turret goes down. Will be the
Faker
first
no
turret
TP. Zeus
going
could
to
TP
T1,
top, but
so
it's a
he
bit psycho,
maintains
but
their gold
respect
lead.
it.
Keen will,
Yeah,
of
he can
course,
TP top if he wants.
eventually be able to trade that back here in the top side. Zeus has teleport, but it's a risky call to go for
He's
it
gonna
here
save
with
it.
potentially
Guma is
Canyon
quite
being
strong.
nearby, and he is
Guma is
nearby,
extremely strong.
so
Holy
look at the
shit,
farm
those
denied.
items.
It It's a very close game, but I think a big
Drake's in
factor
50,
here
and Harold's
is that
dead.
the Azir picked up a kill, so
T1 needs to put their bot lane mid, drop top tier 1.
Mitigated. The Xayah is very
Play for a
ahead,
dragon
and
fight.
Paze has been kind of forced out of the
They
game.
need to
It
play
feels
for a
like it's been
dragon fight.
while since we've seen Paze actually kind of get forced out on his Zeri to where he
This
ends up falling
Cassandre
behind
champ
us
is
at the
honestly
same
just so
agency.
stupid.
Using the exhaust here, the Q3 puts him into the long wall.
Like, it just really is.
Cassandre there.
It's still been
I mean,
2 years, I still
joke
hate
about
that fucker.
Cassandre,
Look at
but
that
was
wall
very well
dash. That's
played there by
crazy that he
Keen.
dashed
The
that
angle
wall.
he takes with the Q3, pushing him into the long wall there. Great understanding of the champ.
They have good TP wards for the Drake fight
really
here.
good at utilizing the very overpowered.
Faker's recovering the CS a little bit.
We have a lot of top laners who are good at that, but I feel like he might be the best one.
He definitely is. He's had some really
Attacking
flashy
with
moments
more
on
gifted
Big
subs.
Mouth.
Yo, thanks, man. You don't have to
remember,
keep
like,
gifting,
the
but I
1v4
appreciate it.
play.
Another 10.
That's the one that always stands out in my
You're
mind.
crazy, man. Much love.
And, you know, he picked it in game
All right,
one.
Drake's up.
Great on it. Well, maybe
In the
not,
end of the
maybe
day.
not great, yeah.
can get Alistar ult here,
Taking a
maybe.
vote with POG. Lehens does have Unbreakable Will, but he doesn't want to use
Faker
it. He's
TP.
gonna really try to save it until
Oh.
the very end, and he's just going to die instead.
Just flash. Beep.
Well,
Yeah, Lehen's really greedy there.
it's a long cooldown.
I'm not sure why Lehens is not just ulting.
As long as Flash.
Yeah.
Chobi's being Chobi on side lane though.
Trading
So I
flashes
think
with
that's not
Faker
good.
calculated?
I mean, look.
Oi, they're
there's not much saving
TPing
that one,
top.
unfortunately, for
Because
Lehens,
Faker
but
TP'd to
he
kill
has
the
Hex
Alistar.
Flash. They're gonna
Bro,
get
Gen G
a
are
turret,
crazy.
Looks like the inner here in trade for this. It's
They're gonna get
Chemtech
top tier
Soul,
2 for it.
So, you know, I mean, losing a dragon doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah. A decent amount of shields in this game.
And they TP
but
mid
they're
to defend
small
mid tier 1.
shields,
Oh
and I
my
feel like
god.
the percentage game is not gonna
Oh
help.
my god.
The tenacity will feel pretty good for T1's comp, I would
Jesus.
say.
You got some healing for the middle?
That was a really good sequence. Oh, yeah, Owner.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get an engage going on Owner.
Xayah's a
Here's
bit too
of
far for this
trouble,
kind of fight.
Alistar's getting some huge dividends. Lahen's actually saving that Unbreakable Will.
What is going on in their
Doesn't
base?
actually do anything. Meanwhile, Keen is in the base.
Riot.
He is in T1's base.
Riot, riot,
And he does not
riot.
care. And he's gonna fight under
Riot,
the turret.
riot,
Look at
riot.
this. What is happening here?
Doesn't have his exhaust back, so can't actually turn this into a kill.
Keen
but
Sante.
There's been a little bit of Gen G accidentally going into enemy teams' bases recently, and this one goes a lot better than what happened with Paze.
Whoa,
Faker
Faker misclicked
okay,
E.
well, that
Oh
was,
god.
Yeah,
He's
that
dead.
wasn't it, and he might die as now he
Oh
doesn't
no.
have a dash. Here's Owner.
Oh,
trying
Owner
to save
saved him.
And you know what? Maybe we'll be able to. As now
Oh
it's
my
Owner
god,
getting the
Owner
life
dies
bar.
for it.
Really takes out Canyon, one hit.
Faker
Might have done
misclicked
it,
E
but
and
yeah, that
dashed
was,
into the Nidalee by accident.
Cover your eyes moment. As now T1 trying to close the
Maybe
gap
they
here
kill
on
Nidalee though.
Canyon.
How is this
As they
working?
did go pretty deep for
Huh?
that kill, but
I guess that turned into. Oh my god, they're gonna lose mid tier 2
you're
though.
losing your top turret and your
Oh,
mid turret.
Faker, man.
You got teleport out of Zeus, and you had to make this teleport.
They're
happen
losing
to go
so
bottom
much
side
on the
to try
map.
to
They
kill,
might not lose towers, but look
maybe
at the
you
tower
should've
damage
been-
in mid and
I don't
top,
wanna say
and the
happy with
waves
the
they're
L,
losing.
but I think the losing somebody, losing Owner, and then you know, just kind of defending your turrets might have been better than losing half of an inhibitor turret.
Look at him,
A ton
he's
of
in a-
gold
oh, okay, well,
on the
he
cannon
accidentally
because the
presses
wave
E.
was just tossed into the turret, as well as you know, losing that mid turret as well. Lehens, you know, this moment, he really didn't want to use his ult. We've been through this. We went over it. Faker, the good punish, does have to flash to follow. And
Look at
that
this.
He doesn't have flash
He's
here,
fine here. He's out.
which ends up being significant, and
All
Gen G are aware.
calculated.
Yeah, they're aware
But he
of it,
accidentally presses
so
E here.
Faker trying
And he
to
queues
shield the
backwards.
spear,
Oh
and
god.
then
He tried to
What
dodge
he's
it,
trying
but
to
he
do
was-
there is he's
Yeah,
trying
I
to
don't-
E to his
and it just
soldier
looked very silly.
and then
It
Q
looks silly.
backwards. So the spear,
Unfortunately,
he dodges
Owner
the spear, but he
will
still
have to die
dashes
for
out.
this. They commit the
But
teleport of
he
the
kind of like
cannon
fucked it
down.
up. I don't know what
But
he
look
did.
at where it goes. It's up to the top part, so it takes him a little longer to come down here. And Chase doesn't have ult, so Chobi is trying to walk it off here.
He was really
Canyon
late on the Q.
will end up getting stunned and killed, but Chobi has Valkyrie. It's a trade, though, of half of the inhibitor turret's health and that mid turret going down as well. So a lot of gold going
Nah,
over
this
to
game's
Gen G.
unlosable for Gen G.
They've moved it up to 1,000 gold to lead here. I mean, Pei's still behind, but if he can weather the storm here, he still will be Zeri. The later parts of this game. This big Cassandre is going to be a great frontline for the double AD carry, and Corki is not behind.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Gen G as well, is that you never know who's going to carry the
5.6k
game.
damage to
Like,
towers.
Oftentimes
Jesus.
recently it's been Pace, right?
Jesus.
He's playing Ezreal, it's 80 carries that are OP, he's a fantastic Zeri player, etc. But in this game it might just be a little bit of Cassandre, Keen, and
Kuma has two
you know,
big
Keen,
items.
Sante, and
If Kuma gets
Jovi
uptime, he will
Corki,
kill all of them.
Jorky in the mid lane.
But it's
and,
really hard to get uptime against their champs
Everybody else sprinkled
because
in
they have a lot of
there.
range.
I mean, right now they're doing a lot of damage
And a
to
lot of
turrets,
poke.
as we saw that graphic earlier, and then Chobi gets the bottom turret. He's now hit his 2-item spike off of that play. mean, T1 unfortunately is getting run around the map completely here. So even though they get that trade back kill and the Xayah has IE sitting on 2 items, FaZe also has 2 items. Not as strong, arguably, at this point, but the static
There's no way
ship is
Zeus has
lost
Crypt
and
Loom in
much
base,
stronger
right?
than it used to be. And with the Immortal Shield Bow, a little bit of extra added safety,
No,
this is still a big spike for Gen G as well.
All right.
And there's not a lot of safety here on the map for T1 to run back to. For example, both turrets being
The
gone
Vi
here in the top
is
lane
falling
means
off.
we tussle for Baron.
Obviously, the Vi is
T1
going to be
trying to do their
useful for
classic
locking down
Baron,
targets, but
in turn, it doesn't work out and they need to run away. There's no safety there.
it's
They might
gotten
get
to the
punished, they
point
might
where
get
the
run
Vi
down. Very scary.
is
There's
going
not
to get
much left to
one
take
tapped
on the map, so
when
Gen
she
G
goes
is
in.
going to drop this Rift Herald to the top lane, and maybe
She
he'll
is gonna
charge
get
on an
one tapped.
inhibitor later. It's like so far away. Like T1, calculate when you need to respond to this. It's going to take a while.
Faker's just gonna stand there. I mean, Owner is nearby as well, just to keep Faker safe in case he tries to dodge any other Nidalee spears. Nidalee, as we know, is nowhere near. And yeah, it just feels like T1 are just hibernating for the winter. You know, they're just waiting until the flowers start to come out again, and especially because it is a Chemtech Soul. Gen G might just take all 3, and T1 might just be like, okay, well,
Drake and 10.
let's fight you on
To be
the
honest,
Elder.
T1 could just give this, but their comp likes to fight right now.
But now it feels like Gen G are just in major control of the map.
They have full prio.
They
Faker
could
does
also
have
go for
TP
a
and
Baron
clear the
rush.
Herald. Kennen, TP coming up soon. There's no flank ward really for Kennen to use those. AS is going to struggle to actually get a big flank off here, get high value. Faker goes
TP in from
mid.
Faker. He wants to get his mid wave in.
Maybe set up a Sundisk. But it is a really rough spot here to try to close the gap here for T1 on this low range Xayah.
Yeah, I'm honestly a little
Maybe
bit
he can
surprised
find
that
a
they're
road.
fighting so hard for this Drake. It feels like every Drake fight between these two teams, even in the first game over the Ocean Drakes, that one made a little bit more sense to me.
Yeah, I feel like in this scenario, there's not much they could do to trade. They're not going to be able to get away with this Baron sneak or anything like that. And with the wave pushing top, Faker couldn't go for the top turret. There's no bottom turret to push. Mid turret, not really accessible with Gen G having this much prio, so there isn't really a great choice to make, but committing the teleport there from Faker, just kind of watch them lose prio, doesn't feel ideal. There's that ward on the Baron, Owner's clearing some vision here, but Gen G just has so much control.
Yeah, Gen G's a little bit scared of T1 doing Baron, so they cover it off well.
Faker is finally going to go up here and maybe start to threaten this top turret. It's very healthy.
Easy for Gen G.
Right
This Dragon's kind of useless though, it doesn't really matter.
I just don't think you can. I mean, Zeus has TP. We can come over there and maybe help you turn.
I think if Guma gets LDR,
again, I mean, Faker went Nashor's Tooth and now
maybe
is
he can cook.
itemizing, you know, he went for the
maybe. As much as Faker has made some silly mistakes as well, he's actually pretty strong. Like, he's even in levels, he's down 20 CS, what, so it doesn't matter. But his items are decent. He just needs to not fuck up the fight.
That's what they can do, but again, still like a real objective for T1 to push right now. They're just kind of sitting back and farming, as you said. And luckily for them, it's a Chemtech Soul. If this was, you know, Hextech Soul or Infernal Soul, feeling a lot more pressure to actually act. And
in the same 5 seconds, someone just said that I glazed Gen G and glazed T1.
And they've got a lot of answers
pure illness.
for the carries on the side of Gen G. They have not only Vi, but also Nautilus. So
I'm not kidding.
Eventually, you know, the one issue I think
this guy says glazing washed player, and then 5 seconds earlier, stop glazing Gen G.
As long as the fight engages are clean and they layer their CC well, and we don't have the depth charge at the same
That's crazy. In one sentence.
Things should
one
be good,
sentence.
But again, they have to have some
Jesus
fights, and they should be able to deal with some of those squishy carries.
Faker going for
this chat calls me a glazer.
You know,
but this chat has some professional frauds in it. Professional frauds.
3 Merc Treads, the Cassante who has a Rooker, and I think is a pretty good tech.
Do you read chat?
At the cost of some of that burn damage you could have otherwise had. Some of the safety that the going straight to Zonias would have offered him, but when he has the arm guard, kind of a nice in between here.
Okay, so everyone's scaling. It's going to come down to one fight this game. One fight will decide everything basically.
Out of stasis. But with this game state,
can Zeus get onto the carries? Can Keria and Owner land on the carries? Can Guma get uptime? Can Keen peel hard enough? Can Canyon poke them? Can Chovian pace? Kite back.
But Gen G are just not giving you back any
Black Cleaver here for Owner.
You know, Haze is on 2.5 items, looking for his third relatively soon. Your Xayah advantage that you had before, it's still
no
there,
LDR yet, but Baby Last Whisper.
The game goes on.
We talked about it many times before, but Gen G are just so good at taking all the gold on the map and finding a way to get it all into their pockets in their advantage. From behind, from ahead, you know, they know how to push advantages, cut out vision, steal jungle camps, deny waves, stuff like that, and just get small gold leads. And even from behind, just finding a way to keep up. And
They'll have Void
not fall
Staff
too
on
far
Azir.
behind.
They'll have LDR on
always been
Zaya.
their
Will
thing.
Gen G let them get
I
those
feel like
spikes,
that's
or
why
are
they're
they going
so
to force
consistent.
Baron before they get them?
So good at tracking where T1 are.
'Cause,
where they
T1
can
are
push their
very
turret
close to some
advantages.
decent
That's why
items.
it's 4-1 right now. The minds of Lehens and Canyon.
And Gen G, I think, are down for a fight right now.
All right, T1 now going to try to contest for some of this vision here, but feels very risky. Remember, Zeus
I think Guma's calling to base here.
teleport ward
Nope,
he
it's
can go
not.
to here to fight. So T1 are just going to get corralled out of their jungle now. Again, really grasping at straws. Without any map control, it's tough for Faker to even push that.
I love it how
top
top laners just sit bottom, push waves, and just kind of wait.
Forces that, and then
That's it.
they collapse on.
Someone makes mistakes, they'll TP. Otherwise,
but Faker's not even going to chance it here in this one.
just kind of chilling.
You know, against the 2-item Corki on his spike, tough for him to actually win that matchup hard enough. And
Uma doesn't have LDR yet.
Keen does have his TP. Trying to get something done here, down a level. Just sitting on, unfortunately, kind of like 1 and 2 halves of an
Zeus
item.
is just sitting in his
but
bush
not
clearing
actually
waves.
that second item he needs.
Not much else for him to do.
He's
Faker should have Void Staff in base.
Looks like maybe he'll pick it up
How is
here.
Chovy level 16? Oh
And
my god.
we very much slowly dipped into the lull state, both of the teams, as we mentioned before, just kind of hanging out. They say, okay, we got Chemtech Drakes
There's
coming
Void
up,
Staff.
but we're not
There's
gonna
Hurricane.
set up huge fights over those.
Kuma should have LDR in base now, I guess. Yeah, he's
For
basing.
the last Chemtech fight.
All right, everyone
and
has
then
their
they just
items.
said, never mind. And now
Everyone
Faker's
has
got
their
to
items,
be
except for
back. So it
Zeus. He
didn't
doesn't have his
actually
Seeker's
mean
Arm Guard.
anything in
But
the
you're not
grand
allowed at
scheme of
Zeus, you're a
this
rat.
game,
Yeah.
as
Rapid
we're just
fire on
kinda hanging
Chovy.
out and farming.
The real question now becomes like which team wins the team fight later.
Everyone's
The goal
scaled
is,
to where
it's
they
still
want
in
to be.
Genji's advantage, but it's only 2.3k.
Now we'll get a fight.
Zaya's on 3 items too. Runins is now finished for phase. And I think that for T1, if you can get a pick and you layer that CC, that's how you win the team fight. And Zaya can clean up. All you need is 1 kill. It doesn't matter who it is. Even if you kill the hens, it gets a lot easier. For Genji, it's just weathering that engage. And then Phase and Chovy clean up, right? And Canyon obviously can heal. They have a lot of sustain. And T1 has to strike first. You know, it's really difficult for them to
Chovy's
actually
decided,
go into a
fuck
team
top
fight where
waves,
somebody
I'm
gets
gonna hover
caught
bot for
and then
bot tier
turn
2.
it after they lose someone, because their team comp is
And
relying
he's
on
gonna get
all
it.
the pieces working together. And once again,
Good call by Gen G.
they're just going to put 2 solo laners in the same lane to get a turret. Like, Genji's does this. They're like,
Now they
no,
have to
it's
force
solo
Baron
lane,
here,
it's a dual
T1 to get
lane,
their
we actually get
TPs.
the turret. The
Chovy
double TP to
TPs,
Baron,
doesn't even give a
calling your
fuck.
bluff.
Yeah, and this is what it will force, but Gen Z are okay with that because they pushed their lead even
I think
farther.
Keen
and they
didn't
say,
need
okay,
the
we won't
TP,
have TP,
but
we don't
Chovy's was fine.
necessarily need it, and now it's actually Owner who's kind of getting corralled out of this one. As of
Now they
course
have to,
Zeus
ooh, now
held
Chovy
on
TP
to
top,
his
push
TP.
top.
So T1 have teleport
Now
advantage.
Gen G could contest
Well,
mid wave.
what
If
does it
T1
get
go
you?
down,
You know,
they could
from
go and stop
behind,
Baron
that's
and just
really what
keep pulling
T1
them
need to
around the
figure
map.
out right now.
And that's exactly what they're going to do.
And Genji are saying, you want
T1 are
Chemtech
being
bottom,
pulled
we're on
around
top,
this
we
map
double
so
TP, you
hard,
have no
and now they're
vision
losing
here.
Baron.
Cannon can't
Unbelievable.
teleport
They have a
anywhere
blue orb.
topside
Kuma
here.
blue orbed
Keen
it. Nice,
is
it's
holding
gone.
the door here, misses the
Nice
engage
blue
there,
orb.
Carrier, and Genji looking to turn.
Yeah, they want to fight. And
Zeus
here we go,
positioning is
level
not great.
16,
What about Flash
Cassandra, that's a
Alistar combo?
huge amount of
Flash
damage
Alistar
from
combo,
the
Kuma
Zion
needs to react to it.
As Exhaust gonna use
Ooh,
Carrier, trying to
Carrier.
punish, not gonna
Kind of
catch
missed
him.
that actually.
And
Even though
so
Chovy W'd.
Keen kind of finding
Team no
out
TP,
the amount
T1
of
have a bit of
damage
control.
that T1 does have
Owner's
on the engage,
absolutely
but now
caught though.
Lehens gets in there, and Owner
He ults the
giving him
Alistar
a
to get
run
out.
spot as things goes Faker.
Faker
He's
found a
gonna
road
get
straight
the
onto
front
Pace.
of Pace as they throw everything.
But he's gonna die for that. It's probably worth it though.
But now Faker
Oh.
will go down, and Lehens is kiting this one out, and he will
Stun.
be able to headbutt to
Doesn't hit.
potentially
Zeus
survive
used
as
his
well.
ult flash. I'm not sure
Health
where.
bars
T1 have
Zeus
nothing.
and
They're all dead
Carrier,
here.
They're so low, and they're getting poked out.
Oh.
There's not much they
They're
can
not
do
dead here.
except run
Jesus, they
from
have
here.
nothing. They have nothing. They have no flashes, nothing.
No
Only
flash
Kuma.
here, really tough to make anything happen.
They're gonna
Kuma
lose
is
straight.
Really the main character here. If T1 were ever to get something done here, might even try to look for a backstop.
Oh!
He's going in.
Okay, he's going in.
He's
Didn't think that
psychotic!
Cassandra was
He's
nearby,
psychotic!
and, well, he found out that he was, and now he's dead.
Well, he just lost the game for
Flash
his team.
is gone, and Keen still doesn't need Flash, because he's Cassandra.
I mean,
Well,
it was
the game's
so
over.
close to being that team fight I was talking about. You almost got the pick onto Lehens. He gets out, but then you get
He
Paze.
thought it was
But it's a
only
big
Nidalee by
trade
herself.
there. Baker
But
going
Cassandra was in
down.
the bush.
Don't have enough damage to follow up. Zaya solo range, and then he just decides, like, I'm the only Fed member. I have to do something. But it wasn't the right call there with the Cassandra standing by. He just didn't have the right read.
Wait, why didn't Gen
There's
G
no
go to Baron?
Take, but it will be Gen G getting soul point here.
I don't understand why they didn't go for a
Every
Baron
little bit
play.
helps. I mean,
Huh?
all the extra healing, the extra tenacity, but these are small things that will matter.
Why didn't they go
but
Nash?
It's not the game-ending take. No, you ran Just how this fight breaks out. The Owner has to defensively ult here, and Baker still catches Pace. He makes the road play, utilizes that arm guard that we talk about so much. But then he's just completely isolated because with Unbroken Will, Lehens can just stand in front of everybody else and tank it up, and then the front to back gets really tricky with Guma being so low. And I
mean, he
guess
didn't have
just
vision in the bush.
Scryers thought
Yeah,
that
the plan,
he just thought Keen, if he was there, he would have been hit by the Scryers. He wasn't. He had a control ward in there, and
Lost summoners.
Scryers
That's
just misses
huge.
him, and I guess
Well, they didn't lose Baron T1, so the game's not over.
Already
But I'm surprised Gen G didn't just take Nash.
He's got his ult, but he feels rough.
You take a look at what they get from the two Chemtech Drakes. 12% tenacity, which was recently taken away from some items and runes and stuff like that. And also, you know, the Cassandre has massive shields.
Is it over? Yeah, this game's over, I think.
And to talk about Cassandre
Gen
a little
G's
bit
way
more,
too
he
strong.
didn't have randoms
Chovy still has flash. He's level 17. He doesn't even have IE yet. He's still OP.
And already Keen is extremely tanky.
They have a blue orb.
Yeah. You can see T1 are dropping blue trinkets in here and, you know, saying, all right, well, they're not doing that. We better back off because they're right.
Pays has no flash, but the problem is Chovy.
Here. T1 fighting for vision of their blue buff, which is taken away. This is Gen G's oppressive composition here. And they know the one way they can mess this up is if they
level
just took
16 cannon, Zhonya's on Azir.
They need a little bit more control before they can do
It's
that.
not
So they're
enough.
just making T1 check, keeping them honest. Blue trinkets
Definitely
down,
not
and it's like, well, T1, are you going to face check? Keeping the Scryer's boom up, checking all vision, no wards, nothing here for T1, completely blind.
Yeah, they have like one blue trinket in their own jungle, which was just pinged, by the way.
Yep.
And they're just going to start Baron. And they can 2-mana with Corki and Italy. And then eventually
Blue orb
have
on
the rest
Kuma,
of the team
but
come
it's
over,
kinda
and there's
gone, I
zero
think,
vision.
actually.
I mean, T1, they're just going to have to center, but they're too late. They're backing.
You can't even engage on Lehens. He's got ult, he's got flash. Like, Owner is just going to take the Constellation
Chovy
drop in
is
this
just-
case, and T1 just could not
It's
come
crazy.
in. They couldn't do
That
anything.
guy's crazy.
Oppressive vision control, no way to face check, and they just give up the Baron because there's
I wish
really
I could
no right
access
choice.
Chovy Pro
But
views, man.
nobody's side laning either. Nope, it's too risky to push that top turret, which has been alive and it's basically full health for the whole time. Bounty's now up. No bottom turret to push on the opposite side of the map. T1 almost checkmated in this game. It
The
feels like.
Glazen. There it is. Nice flash.
There's the Featherstorm. That's early as now Lehens. Faker looking for it.
What
just
the
going on a
fuck did
crazy
Faker
freeze
just
play.
do?
I don't even know what that was.
What the fuck did
Meanwhile,
Faker
Owner
just
goes
do?
down,
Huh?
And Lehens is going to find another one. Finds the cannon here.
Oh, nice ult.
Sonya's actually. A lot of
Very nice ult by
damage.
Zeus.
Will go down. And
He did like the Azir combo where he ults in the dash, but he ulted and dashed the wrong way and ulted the wrong way.
Ended up losing more people there.
they're sticking around though.
Guma, no ult.
Oh my god!
What?
What was that?
Riot!
What was that damage?
I mean, that's some big quirky damage right
Is
there.
there a spear in that as well? There had to have been.
I think there was, yeah. And the RFC, IE, everything hurts.
Well, the
Yeah,
game
it's
might
dead.
just be over now.
Yeah, it's
And
over.
They fake back.
See, I
and
told you I
Faker's
wasn't the
down.
curse.
Sonya's can only save you so many
Oh,
times.
T1
So that
should have won
spear
game
is
one.
going to land, and that might just be GG as with the Baron.
Game 2 was a mess. Faker is really like...
They're looking to end this game, and Gen G,
He is struggling.
they almost lost
His
the game
mechanics, his
today,
lane phase
but
is
they
whatever,
did not.
it's
And
fine.
At the end of the day, it is a relatively
But his
clean
mechanics in some of
2-0
these
win
fights are
over
just...
T1 as they're playing with their food, who is Owner right now.
They're
And
rough.
it will be
Really rough to watch.
fall. Gen G, once again,
And it's not
will
just one or
drop
two or
again.
three games, it's like
Another
really
2-0 in
consistent.
the books for the team that's already secured round 2. T1 made the first game look close. The second game, they had that angle. They had a Fed Saya. You know, maybe Guma could have gotten it done had Gen G just not been so good at the map reads.
it's so frustrating, I can imagine, like,
Oppressive vision around
he looks kind of
giving
pissed
T1
off
no options
when they were in the review.
whatsoever in this game, and then it was the lack of vision
Well,
once again.
Gen G beat T1 2-0, as everyone thought. I told you there were two of them. I actually think this is a very disappointing 2-0. I would have liked either Gen G to stomp them 2-0, or the games to be like...
Panadol Extra. For tough pain. So you can be there for whatever you... Classic Dave. Panadol Extra. Care starts here.
Chovy still goated.
That's it. That's it. They just don't really lose. They don't seem to know how. T1 almost figured it out in one game as what is going on here.
What is that?
Pays maybe threatening him for taking his Penta
The fuck?
a couple
Don't
of days
kill him.
ago with a Nami bubble, and I think it was a Comet or something, or Ares. Either
Don't
way.
hurt him.
Kind of boring game that I feel like Gen G was known for back in like 2021 when they were fairly dominant at that time. Obviously not as dominant as T1 at their best and Damwon Kia. But, you know, it's just play the map, put up control wards, and say, walk towards us,
Map
die.
plays.
Yeah, it's walk towards us and die, or don't. We get the Baron
Think
and then
DK
you
have a
die.
chance at Worlds?
It's just straight up a chess game. Every time
not
you know,
sure.
Owner tried to make a play, every time they tried to set up a dive, sure,
They're gonna need to get a lot better.
Kills, but it was just
They're gonna need to get a lot better.
map
Chat, my stomach is
pieces,
completely
the
cooked. I think
towers every single time. I mean, there was some great.
I'm just gonna put a sign up. So actually, I'll just go AFK now real quick. I'm back in like 2 minutes. 1 sec.
Errors as well, and some overextensions. Faker had a better start this game around, but certainly made some aggressive choices. Got Pays the one time, did not get him the second time there on the bottom fight. Unfortunately, Pays was able to skate his way out of that one.
Yeah, this was the moment where we were like, hey, maybe T1 gets an early lead again, and this could get interesting once again because, you know, the owner's Vi once again. Owner, very consistent, feels like he's always there. It does get caught a little bit here, but they're able to turn up. And the issue is that all of their CC is used on an Alistair, and then Faker has to go in alone, and yes, they cast Pays, as you mentioned before, but then Faker dies, and it ends up just not being a good play because you ran out of all of your CC, you over